Well, guess what? I don't know what time it is, evidently. Anybody knows me knows I have a time and date disability. Hey guys, I am back. I'm so happy to be back. I'm by my lonesome. I think Kathy's gonna be working with her other projects, and so I'll be doing most of the lives, but she's gonna come and be a special guest. Hey, eye is better. I'm excited. I can actually see. Again, I thank the Lord for being able to see. It is a huge and wonderful thing. Anyway, I've got some wonderful things to show you today. Hope you're joining me live. If you are, just say so. If you're joining me later on, just watching the replay, cool. Let me know. Here we go. I'm going to flip. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing another card from the Prairie Grass Suite. Last week I showed you a little sneak peek, and I've got some more information on that. But before I do, I don't want to forget to say, here are some upcoming events for L&K Stamping Events. On 11/05, Kathy's having a Christmas Stamp-a-Stack. Christmas Stamp-a-Stack, you're going to make 4 cards of 3 designs. Let me go a little closer. There we go. 4 cards of 3 designs, and I'm pretty sure she's got some room for more. So just let us know if you want to join her for that. Also, on the 22nd of November, I'm going to be doing a Santa's gift shop. So what does that mean? We're going to be making lots of cute little gifts. That way you don't have to win. It's going to be 5 gifts. You're going to walk out with 5 gifts, including the snacks and the things that go in them. And that way you're going to have everything you need to give to teachers, to give to coaches, to give to the mail person, or whoever you like to give a little surprise. And most of them will be able to like slip in a gift card as well. I'll show you a little sneaky peek. Here's one. It's just so cute, and there will be yummy treats to go in here. So that's one of them that I will do. Okay. So join us for those, and then mark your calendar, because in January, we'll take December off, you know, as most people do, too busy to do much besides prep. But on the 17th of January, Kathy's going to do a birthday Stamp-a-Stack. You'll walk out with a stamp of cards ready for birthdays. And then on the 2nd of February, that's our annual stamp camp. It is a big, big deal. It's the big one, the big one. We want you to come join us, Stamp Camp with us. And I'm going to leave that up here so we can see those dates from time to time. And I've got these 2 right here. So definitely let us know about the November 15th Stamp-a-Stack or the November 21st gift shop. It is so fun. We just make everything, you walk out with everything, and you're good to go. All right, here we are again with our Prairie Grass set. Love this set so much because it is just classic. It is classic. Classic? Ooh, I see Lydia's there. Happy Halloween. I'm so happy you're here. Are you dressing up, Lydia? Let me know. So here was the one I showed you last week as a little sneak peek. Okay, remember that? So this is one of the ones that they made, and we didn't put a sentiment in, but people can. And then here is another version. I just want to show you how this came together. Okay, so we just have a regular piece of cardstock here. And this is cut at, let me see, I've got my measurements written down here somewhere. Get everything out of my package. The measurements are somewhere. Okay. It was 7.5, I believe, by, let me get out my thingy. Okay, yes. So it was 7.25 by our usual 5.5. But it was scored. Okay, I don't know if you can see the score line here. It was scored right here at 3 inches. 3. And then this is just a piece of this beautiful designer series paper. This is from the Thoughtful Journey designer series paper. And I just want to mention that if you had a kit from us, if you had either come to our fall retreat, or you got a to-go kit, you have some of this right there. You have this. So go ahead and dig it out and cut yourself a little 2 3/4 inch piece by 4. There it is. Here's my measurements. So it's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and use it because it's beautiful paper. And here's our score lines for this one. So this is a super fast card. So I'm just going to show you. And the reason I'm showing you is because I've got a little bit of freebies here that I'm going to encourage you to get. So let me pull that off. I'm just going to fold this on the score line at 3. I've already scored it so that it doesn't, so hopefully it will score correctly. There we go. And then here's our piece. Look how easy this card comes together. And then I'm just going to emboss, and I embossed the last one with a different embossing folder, but I thought, let me try. I think I used, oh yeah, I used Glass Gardens last time. So this time I thought I'd try my beautiful pattern. It's a brand new one. I thought, oh, let's see how that stamps, or that embosses. So cute. Okay. So I'm going to use this turquoise this time. I had used the navy before. I'm going to use the turquoise this time. I'll put that there. And then let's just stamp this off real quick. This is how fast this card comes together. So I don't know if you noticed, but I have a whole bunch of extras. So all you need to do is in the comments, just say, yes, please, and I will send you one. I can't stamp for you, but there are lots and lots of sets you probably have, or you may want to get this beautiful set, to this Prairie Grass set. And I just think it's timeless. I think it's great for sympathy. I think it's great for birthdays. I think it's possible to use it as a masculine card. I got to pull back just a little bit. No, taking my whole apparatus apart here. Let's pull back just a little bit. All right. So I'm going to, yeah, so I didn't have my stamp room clock this spring. I didn't set it, so it's okay because guess what? It's about to change back anyway. Except I almost missed today. Okay, so that's it. You just take it and give it a stamp right onto the designer series paper. Ooh, so pretty. And then of course, my glue. I'm gonna take this off so I don't forget it. And just glue it down. It's gorgeous here. Lydia, I know you're in Florida, so you're missing our beautiful eye candy here this year. The colors were not that great until all of a sudden yesterday we got some rain, and then they just popped with the dark trunks of the trees and the beautiful leaves finally turning. Oh, it was just, Kathy and I took a drive and did a little scooting around, and we had a great time. Okay, and that's how easy that comes together. And then of course the sentiment on the inside. So if you would like one, I have, let's see, I have one turquoise left, or the peacock, and then a whole bunch of navy. So if you have a preference, let me know. If I don't know your address, then drop it in to Messenger. Message me and just say Prairie Grass, and I'll know what you're talking about. And I will send you one. Oh, that went jelly side down. That's why we got to keep a baby wipe going. So yeah, this is going to be a thing for the rest of the time I'm doing the live. Oh well. Inky fingers mean you had fun, right? Yay for inky fingers. All right, so that's just how quick that comes together. And then use whatever die you have or whatever thing you have to give a sentiment. And then I'll send you not only the, I'll send you the directions, but also I'll send you a bird and a couple of dragonflies to really zhuzh it up. You know. Put a bird on it. If you don't know that reference, you got to look that up. That's Fred Armistead, and it's on YouTube, and it's hilarious. Okay, that's one card. Now, I promised you another one, and I'm about to show that to you right now. Put that over here. By the way, we just had such a good time at the class. I want to show you one that we're not making today, but here is another one that we did at the Create With Me class. And this was really fun because we used a block and ink, and this is watercolor paper, and then we spritzed it with alcohol. But what happened was I thought it was water, so I'm telling the girls, spritz it with water, and they saying alcohol. I said, no, we're not having alcohol tonight. Yes, it's alcohol. Anyway, hilarity ensued. So this is a great one because it's got a lot of texture, and it says the healing, ascending the healing power of love, and a nice image on the inside. So again, this is such a great set. All right, here we go though with the feature card of the day. Bum, bum, bum. Feature. Look at that. Ooh, ah. And if I didn't have my phone, hey, Michelle, I will definitely send it to you. In fact, I think John's going to be making a special delivery to you this next week. So anywho, this is so pretty. I should have written down the person who I got it off of. I will post the person who I saw on Pinterest that I got this idea from, because I think she's a genius. I love it. And then we're just going to, it's just a single tie here to open up. Isn't that something? I love it. Okay, let me show you how to do it. You know, that's my pet peeve. I really like it when the people show you the card they're gonna make before they just start making it. I just like, I don't know, I'm the kind of person I need to see the box cover. I need to see, you know, if you're putting together a puzzle, like I want to know what I'm going for. Okay, so I'm also featuring these gorgeous dies. These are everyday arches. If you don't have them, I'm going to say this is just such a classic set. I love it. So what I did here was just cut out two from the very largest, the biggest one here. And you see my highlighter tape that holds my die on. So get two of those, okay? And then I'm going to use the next largest one in a little bit. I keep my, excuse me, dies organized when I'm using them, or try to, with a little magnetic box that is used for, I think, sewing. That was my mom's. But another option is you can get these at Harbor Freight. These are for tools like screws and that not. So let me put that aside. Okay, so here's my regular 8.5 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to fold it this time. I didn't pre-score it. And I want to show you again how to do that. Just use the end of your fingers. No, I did not get my nails done. Oh, well. You just want to use your fingernail and just kind of line it up and then push it across, and then use a bone folder or the back of a spoon. I'm sorry. Ooh, earthquake. You know, I did not feel the earthquake in Columbia the other day because I was out and about. I didn't feel that. Okay, here we go. Just a regular, oh, this, by the way, is, what's the name of the color? I'll tell you in a second because I got to sit in here. Okay, it is Secret Sea. It's just a very dark, moody blue, right? Okay, so let's get a regular piece of paper, and I'm going to pull in something to color on so I don't get it all over my mat. I know, Michelle, I love this card so much. So here are the colors we're using. I want you to notice what's not here, okay? There is no purple here, and there is no green here, but you'll see them in the feature card. And that's because it's color theory, right? So let's get started. We're going to start with, I'm starting with the blueberry bushel, and I've got blending brushes. Blending brushes are the bomb. You know, you all know I love color blending. And you only need one blue, one yellow, one pink, okay? And you can wash these out. They're just like you can put them even in the dishwasher, and you can change colors, or you can just kind of wipe them off to the side and pick up another color. But I like to kind of I never wash them. I just let them stay there. So with my little blue finger, here we go. I'm going to start with this blueberry bushel. To get good ink blending, finger on the back. Make sure you're starting off of the card. Don't start right on the card or you're going to get a big blotch. Start off of the card and start in swirls and then work your way onto the card. And you can make this as light or as dark as you want. You can see I'm kind of arching it already because I know where I'm going with this. I want more color. I always want more color. I like color. Some people like pastels. I like them, but I'm a color girl. I like dark. Jewel tones. So if you look at the Stampin' Up colors, I like the Regals if I had to pick, you know, only one group. I love the way Stampin' Up's colors kind of go together. All right, so we're just coming in here and getting lots and lots of color on here. Do as much or as little as you want. Okay, now, next one. We're going to go for this one. And this is the Melon Mambo. A mambo, a melon mambo. Okay, here's a tip. Close your ink pads, people, or so this won't happen. Lesson learned. Okay, now I'm going with the pink. Remember, start off and then come in. And of course, pink and blue make purple. You want to make sure you're overlapping. Overlap your colors. Go right on top of each other. Leave the edge and go on top. And you'll see that purple emerging. So pretty. So beautiful. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. Y'all. Oh, Lynn. Okay. Forgot the mask. Okay, this is Stampin' Up masking paper. I don't think it's too late. I think I'm just going to have it really low. And masking paper is a super cool tool because you can put it right on top and the ink will not bleed through. And this is a 2 3/8 punch. Ugh, how could I forget the most important part? All right, so I'm going to peel the backing off. Okay. Yes, I know, I messed up. So this is going to have a very low sunset, I think. I'm going to go down here. Yeah, no, there are no stamping mistakes, guys, right? Only stamp-opportunities. That's right. So we're going to use this as a stamp-opportunity. It'll just be a sunset. It's going to be fine, I promise. Okay, let's come in with a little Poppy Parade. And I'm going to use my Ready Orange one. And I'm going to go right on top of that mask and overlap your colors. Stamp off the side and then come back on top. Okay, it's already really pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, now come in with, and you could do this with really any colors. I'm going to come in with Timid Tiger. I'm actually going to use the same one. I don't have a separate one for this. I'm just going to come in with the same one and bring in that golden color. Yeah, I'm going to run out of room because I kind of messed up on that other part. It's okay. All right, and then some yellow. The yellow one, you definitely have to just kind of keep a yellow one separate because it will get a little muddied. And see, I kind of have like a, can you see how I kind of have a streak over here? But I'm not going to worry about it because this ink does really blend together and kind of mellow out together over time. Okay, I'm not leaving myself much room for it, but here comes the Secret C. We definitely want to have Secret C because that's the background color, so we want to tie into that, and I'll show you another way to tie it in. So I'm going to Secret C, and I'm back on the blue. And look how cool that is. Oh my goodness. Because it kind of makes like a greenish tint then, because it hits that yellow. It kind of overlaps there. Secret Seed is so cool. So just to make sure that it all kind of blends in, I'm going to come back up to the top with my Secret Seed and just hit just the tops. Just a little bit on the top. And if it blotches a little, don't freak. It's okay. Nobody's going to pick it up and go, wait. All right, now comes the next little secret part that I love. Let's get some little drops on there. Can you see them in the final card? See that? Okay, the way we're going to do that is with an aqua pen. It has some water in the bottom. Let me make sure it's wet. Squeeze a little bit out. You could do that on an ink pad too, or you don't have to do it on your fingers. And I'm going to use the paddle end of my pick tool. Must have. Okay, and I'm just going to flick it. I'm going to flick some water down. You can also do it this way too. And just hit your finger, and it's going to go in there, and you're just going to get little speckles. And the thing is, there's water. It's water-based ink. Let's see if I'm doing it. I can't see through the camera. Yes. And you can get big drops or little drops, whatever you want. But just basically, you're just sprinkling it, and then let it do its magic, because it's water-based ink. So see there? Can you see that coming through? Nice. Okay, so it's time for the big reveal. Let me make sure all my ink pads are closed, and I'm not going to get them all up my arm, which of course I have done. I'm going to pick all this up so I don't get all that in the way. And y'all can give me a nice little drum roll, and I'm going to pull. If you're pulling this, this paper is so sticky, I would recommend that you find an edge and then go around the edge like this. Don't try to go up the middle. Go around the edge. And just pull it like that. And da-da, da-da-da-da. Look at that. Okay, now let's stamp our image. So because I had, first I'm gonna have to cut it. Let me cut it first. All right, where did my cards go? Nice and saved here. So I'm going to pull this over as far as I can to the edge, because I want my image to kind of come on this side of it. And because I went so low, you know, Stampertunity. All right, I'm going to pull this up a minute so I can get the cutting machine up. Okay. I don't really like to cut in front of y'all because I always hit the camera for some unknown reason. It's a lot of banging. So I try to do most of the die cutting ahead of time. Okay, here we go. Sunrise, sunset. Don't know if you think of that song. Okay, I'm going to line it up here. And just a little reminder, flip your plates every single time, so they try to keep them from warping. I'm going to slide that on. Actually, I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Move that over. I'm going all the way to the corner on mine. If you have done what I shouldn't have done and put your circle on first, you move it up a lot farther. Okay, here we go. And we're going to run it through. Nice snap. I just realized I was die cutting the other day, and I look over and my dog took off, and I was like, what is, oh, she was afraid of the snapping. Okay, sorry, baby. All right, so there we go. Now, I'm not going to get rid of this piece that I have hanging out here. In fact, I'm just going to trim it. And what I love about my trimmer is that I can get the smallest little cut line. save that piece because I'll either use it for the inside or I'll use it for the envelope. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this so that you can see what's going on. All right, I'm going to get rid of these guys. Bye. Don't need you anymore. Okay, so I wanted to make sure everybody that came to class got a nice image, so I did use the stamp positioner. You don't have to have that. You can do what I just did a few minutes ago and just put it on a big block and stamp away. But I made a little template here, okay, and I'm going to take the image and line it back up again. I had it set so that I could put it right down here against the side and kind of down. I'm going to close my lid, and then I'm going to put this right on in here. Again, you don't need this. You really can just use, well, I think I cut off the edge. Oh well. You can just use the stamp block. Put a little magnet on top so it doesn't go anywhere. Check and make sure that I like it. Okay. And now this time I'm going to use Memento. I did ink up my Memento pretty inky. I want to make sure I get it. And I'm inking up from this side up. I'm going to slide it down. Give it a good rub. And there you go. I think I might do it one more time. Get it on in there. Okay, let's see. Let's see, let's see. See, guys, I did not ruin it. I did cut off this edge a little bit. Again, somebody who would give it to isn't going to necessarily notice. But let's get our card base back out. Let's get these fellows back out. And we're going to put one in the middle. And we're going to put one on the front. Good old mono multi-glue. If I can't glue it, I don't do it. My mom tried to get me to sew so much. It's not that I don't know how, I just don't love it. I love to be creative, but that's not my thing. She was an amazing quilter. And she could do anything. She could make curtains, which she did in my house. She made just about everything. She could refinish furniture and reupholster. But if I can't glue it, I don't do it. Now you know what I'm going to do with this, right? Dimensionals. And this is that little trick I showed in the newsletter where if you kind of color your, hope you're looking at the newsletter. If you don't get our newsletter and you want it, please DM me because we want you getting it. But the reason you color the back of them here is so that you know whether or not you peel them off. Yep. You can tell. I love how the inky fingers kind of contrast. Okay, and we're going to line that puppy up. Now, the other thing is I really know that it needs a little bling, right? I have to say I absolutely love these iridescent faceted gems. And people who came to my Create With Me class may or may not have gotten, I have a pack of these. I'm going to use the push tool part of it. When you push it, it sticks right on there and you can take a minute and figure out where do you want to go with it. I think I'm going to go here. I think I'm going to go here. And I like to make sort of a triangle. So 1, 2, and then let's do another one kind of down in here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Whoa! Oh, guess what? I also forgot to put on the ribbon. See, I get nervous. I get nervous. I'll show you how I can put, you can still put it on, but I'll show you how I did it on the others. So, and I know I have a roll of the Timid Tiger. Could not find it anywhere, so this is from my stash. But I'll show you how I did the others. So before I put this on, what I should have done is you can take either a tape runner or you can take a little bit of tear and tape and just give yourself a little strip and glue it, kind of stick it down, and then it should have gone under there, which I'll tie that through later. And that way you can just do a nice little side thing. I didn't put a sentiment on this. I could put a sentiment on it, but you know, I like to kind of wait. Sometimes I don't know if I need sympathy, if I need birthday, if I need, you know, get well or thinking of you or whatever. So I didn't put a sentiment on, but then you just simple stamp on the inside and there you go. You like it? Do you like it? I hope so. I really hope so. So the girls had fun making it, and next up will be the Santa's gift class. But before we go, I did promise you last week I was going to show you new packaging. Let me get all this stuff off the way. New packaging. So here's our new packaging. This is the way all the stamps are going to come, and I'll show you the dies here in a minute. So they come like this. Okay. I'm going to pull it out. I had some tape on here, and I'll show you why. And they come like this. They're on a hard plastic. They're on a hard plastic piece, and then there's a soft plastic piece that keeps them from sticking. So I've seen a lot of people, and they've either, you know, inked the back of it or done something else, but here's my simple way so that I don't lose my stamps, okay? I took some tear and tape, and I just put tear and tape on the top and on the bottom. And because this is reverse, I'm just sticking mine right straight to the front. So this says Simply the Best. I'm going to put it here. Big hugs right there. And then I'll use this little thin sheet to keep it from sticking. And then it's going to go right like that into my pouch. The reason I'm doing that, and you can do it this way too, but the reason I'm doing this is because I like to know that all my babies get home at the end of the day. And everybody's tucked in and safe. So this is how I'm going to have them. You can do them a bunch of different ways or just leave them as they are. Here's another set. So here's the Petals of Beauty. And you can see that I just took that same thing that comes with the set, and I put a little tear and tape there, and I just lined them up. You have to know that they're going to be reversed though, because of course you stamp down, right? So let me know how you like the new packaging. I'd love to know. And then eventually you'll have all your stamp sets you can just kind of tile through in that way. And notice that the dies are going to be the same size. The same size. I really like making sure that my dies stay in place as well. So let's see. I'm going to show you how I did this. I found you can buy, okay, you can buy magnetic sheets. But did you know that you can actually get vent covers from Home Depot, okay, or wherever, Lowe's, whatever, probably the Zon as well. These are just vent covers. And I cut my vent cover to 5 1/4 by 7. It comes in 8 inches this way, so you can get quite a few out of one vent cover, and I think it was around $4. Okay? And then you can take your vent cover. Let me take this out. Here's how the dies come, okay? And I'm going to take my vent cover at 7 and 5 1/4, and I'm going to just stick it right on there to this. I'm going to stick the white side. You know what I like to use? The glue. Look how fast and easy. And once this stuff sticks, it ain't going nowhere. I'm going to stick it right down there. Okay? And then I like a little extra padding. You don't need it. It's up to you, but I like a little sturdiness. So I cut a piece from my leftover chipboard or, you know, the heavy cardstock, either one that comes in the DSP, or this one came from the Glimmer paper, I think, or the gold designer series paper. And I'm going to add an extra layer. Like I say, you don't need to, because this is pretty sturdy in and of itself, and this could go right into your pouch. But I'm going to add that little extra bit just because I'm a little extra. That's what Kathy says, right? Why you gotta be so extra? Even when I get an eye infection, have to be extra. And then that's gonna go right in here. Oh, I'll put it. And then what I'm gonna do, I'll show you how I'm gonna do it, is I'm gonna flip this around and put this on the back so that I can see what I got. And I remember what it is. Okay. And then I've got the dies on the front half so that I can see what they are. Boom. So now I will have all my stamps and all my dies just like that. Or I could have it this light, just like that. Either way. Okay, hope you like that. I hope you enjoyed the card. Please make it. It is so pretty. And if you don't have this stamp set, look for another one you can silhouette. Just so beautiful. Let me flip again. Let me flip. Oh, by the way, I got to mention, since I'm facing the other way, if you're not a demonstrator, today is the last day of that crazy, amazing deal. $35 for $125 worth of stuff. And shipping is free when you sign up. And you never have to really sell anything else. You can just be a demonstrator. And if you don't sell anything, it'll just fade away. So think about that, especially if you'd like some organizational tools or some other tools that maybe are very expensive. Now would be the time. You got until midnight Eastern time, but Mountain time, so it's really 2 a.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it so much. I love everybody. Have a great day and do some stamping. Do some creative. Love you guys. Bye.